to Her Own Drum Tarot. So excited that you decided to tune in yet again. I have a special message. It's a message that's been on me, and we'll pull cards on it as well. But I think that it's important to discuss it because it's on my spirit. But the message is, what do you do during the wait? I have noticed it has been a very big theme within the collective. Every message that I read, every card that I read, even in my own life, it's been a very consistent message that as a whole, the collective we're in this waiting period. We are in this waiting period. We are in this weird in between, right? You're not who you used to be, but you're not where you want to be yet. You want to take action, but you haven't quite found or discovered exactly where you should be taking action. And the common theme that I've seen among most of the readings, especially during this time period, is like, and even readings I've gotten myself, the whole nine, is that really and truly, you're not really supposed to know right now. So if you've been wondering, like, hey, especially me, I'll tell you where I was at is, I'm usually a person that is like, especially where I'm at spiritually now, where when I ask for questions, I get answers, right? Like if I have a question and I ask my guides, I ask my ancestors, I ask God, I ask spirit, whatever you resonate with saying, I usually get answers pretty quickly. That's how in tune I've been. And this time, at this point in my life, that hasn't been happening. As far as like, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? What should I be doing? Right? And the answer that I got was, you shouldn't be doing anything right now. You need to be resting. You need to just rest. And I'm like, well, what do you mean rest? What do I do in this rest? And it came to me, and I feel like, again, every reading I've been reading lately, and I'm like, am I reading my own energy? But it seems like it is a collective energy. What you do during the resting period is you literally do things that you love and enjoy every day. You find something that you love and enjoy doing, and you do just that. You just find a way. You do the things that your highest self at the next level, what you are supposed to be doing in the next level, where you see yourself. What does that person do? For me, I have been upping my skincare routine. I've been trying to eat better. I'm about to start adding the gym into it. I am reading books again for pleasure. It's about finding those things that you simply enjoy just for the sake of enjoying them, okay? And doing those things. And the things that you know that you at your next level would be doing, what would you be doing if you were already where you want to be? This proverbial future self, what is he or she already doing? And that's really the answer to what we do during the wait. And I just keep hearing, like, this isn't just a me thing, this is really a collective thing, but I just keep hearing that it will come. We are in a season of attracting rather than chasing. We are in a season of attracting rather than forcing. And whenever that spark finally comes to us, we will know when to take action. But right now, the action is to just do the things that you love for the sake of doing them, just because you love them. Like, for instance, me showing up on this YouTube channel, this is really just because it's something that I enjoy doing, something that I love, right? If nothing comes out of it, it's okay, because it's just something that I love. And so it's just discovering what those things are for you. So we're going to pull some cards on this energy, and I really want to get an even deeper message for the collective as to what we can expect in this. What is it about this energy? What could we expect? What do we need to know? I feel like a lot of times the energy is just going to repeat the messages that we've heard, and it's us that's anxious and that's in our heads that are like, well, I feel like I should be doing something. And I just feel like for a majority of the collective right now, as we are in this transition period, it's like there's nothing for you to go all in and take action on right now. And that's just kind of what I've been feeling. And I thought it was just a me thing. But when I started realizing like the collective messagings, and I'm like double cleansing and triple cleansing the decks, because I'm like, shoot, well, is it, I'm always dropping cards. That is my signature. It's like, if I am, I'm always used to just knowing what I need to be working on and the answers and just having them. So I pulled the 3 of Cups, I pulled the 5 of Pentacles, and then I pulled the 8 of Swords. So 8 could be significant because we got the 5 and 3 of Cups, and then we got the 8 of Swords. So 88 could be significant. But really, with it being 2 8s here, it's like, as I said, like, as above, so below. And so what I'm getting is that, like, exactly what I just said before I started to actually pull the cards. We're worried and we're insecure and we're worried about what we need and what we don't have, and the losses and all the things that we've experienced, is the losses that we've taken. And we're worried about, well, is the money going to come from this? And so forth. And we're all in our head. Again, 8 of Swords here. This is like literally us all in our head and creating these self-imposed restrictions on ourselves, right? Because of what it's really how we're viewing our current situation. And it's interesting that I pulled this because it's like, this is a perceived lack. This is a perceived poverty. This is a perceived need. We're not celebrating with this 3 of Cups here because we have this perceived need in our head that there's something missing, so I can't celebrate. And what it is it's like, we're not seeing that there's so many things that we could be celebrating. There are so many creative things that we could be sharing and that we could be doing and sharing with the world and building up within ourselves. But we have this almost perceived, it doesn't give me an energy that it's an actual real loss or need or worry. And the reason why I say that is it has nothing to do with how much money you actually feel like you don't have, or the resources that you feel like you don't have, or the things that you perceive that you need. The real thing and the fact of the matter is it's like remembering that between you and your resources and your team and your tribe, whether this is spiritual or your physical group of people, there is something to celebrate. There is something to collaborate with. There is something that you can do. There are ideas that you have. There are things that you can celebrate just for what you've already done, or the things that you've already learned and the things that you've already achieved as well. There are already those things that you could absolutely go for, but you are perceiving this need and this loss, and this, you're looking at what you felt like you've already lost, or it's almost like this you've disempowered yourself when you don't realize that you already have it. And it's interesting because I have 3 of the 4 suits up here. I have the Cups, which is the emotions. I have the Swords, which is the communication. And then I have the Pentacles, which is the resources, the finances, those kind of things. The only one that I'm missing is the Wands, which is the suit of passions and creative pursuits and things like that. And it's funny that that is the only suit that I pulled that I'm missing out of this deck. So I don't know who this message is for, but it's here to remind you that it's only a perceived lack. It's not an actual lack. And it's here to remind you that you're waiting. Literally, I can't make this up. So I pulled the Magician and the 8 of Wands. I mean, the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is that creative spark that I said we were missing, right? And the Magician is literally someone who has the power to manifest and create their reality. And so what I am getting from this message is because you're perceiving lack and you're perceiving loss and you're perceiving that you don't have what you need, you are blocking your creativity and that ability to just show up and create. But also you need to understand on the other side of the coin is that this spark, the things that light you up, is ultimately where the magic is going to happen. That spark, the things that bring you joy, the things that you can celebrate now, your community, the things that you can share. That is where the magic happens. That is what the magic of the wait right now is. It's that like you are literally learning the tools and being prepared and having to be shown that it doesn't matter what you have. The magician creates something out of nothing, right? Out of a perceived nothing. The magician can create fires out of a spark. The magician can create a wildfire out of a simple spark. You have everything that you need, and this is a reminder of that. Like you literally can create everything that you need. You have there's creative things within you. There is creative sparks already within you. There are things within yourself that are already there. And it's just once you discover what that is, you're going to be in a position at this time, you're going to learn that it's not about how many resources and how much money and the things that you're used to having to make things happen. It's about how can you make these things happen with what you have right now. And that is what you're being taught, because when you learn to do this, no matter what happens outside of the world, no matter what happens in the world, you have everything you need. You will always have everything that you need to create. Okay, so I have the Page of Wands in reverse. I have the Two of Wands and the High Priestess. So because that Page of Wands is in reverse, and then we have the Two of Wands and the High Priestess, it's literally, if you look at this energy, this is very similar to this card here. This is the time. You will know when to expand when it's time. You will know what the opportunities are when it's time. It's just right now, it's not being shown to you for a reason. Okay? Right now, you don't have all the puzzle pieces for a reason. It's waiting for divine timing. But when it happens, you will know exactly what that is. You will know exactly what that is. And so you will know exactly. This is somebody here that intuitively you are expecting. You need to be in a space where you expect good things to happen to you. You expect results. You are expecting things. For some of you, this could be a move. You could be being led to move or travel. I'm hearing for some of you even move out of the country or move out of the state. But when the time comes, you are going to know exactly what the plan is and what to do. And for some of you, it's there. It's already within you, but you're just not ready to see yet because you are stuck in your mind, this entrapment in your mind that we talked about earlier. And you're not seeing it yet because you're not mature enough at this point in your spiritual journey. You have not reached the next level of maturity that is needed for that plan, for that next step. And it's not that you're immature in general. I'm not getting that energy. I'm getting this energy of like it's not immaturity in like a sense of, and it's interesting because at the bottom of both decks, I have the Eight of Wands in two different decks at the bottom of decks, right? This is all about work, mastery, putting in the work, your passion, like developing your skills. And what I'm getting is that like very much, this is a double dose of that. Like you're being taught how to persevere right now. You're being taught how to self-develop, how to develop your skill sets, how to master these things, how to master certain things in both the 3D and, because we got 3D and 5D type cards here. We have major arcana and minor arcana. It's like you're learning a level of skill and mastery and how to persevere and how to it's just like what I said earlier, because no matter what, right? Like, especially if you have a business, it's teaching you in this season. The reason why you're not ready for it yet is because when these plans work and these things come in, you will have learned the ability to create something beautiful out of perceived nothing. And that is a skill set that for the rest of your life will benefit you, because no matter what is about to happen into this world, you will be here creating your reality. You will be here creating the best reality, and you will have mastered this. 2 different decks, same card, both at the bottom of the deck. I am going to take that, right? You will have learned how to have diligence, how to pay attention to details, how to master your craft. And I get this energy is that you will have learned how to completely create something from nothing, and you will have learned how to do it in a way that no matter what, it's going to attract these certain things to you, because you will be using and doing things that you love. And that is why you're being encouraged to do the things that you love while you wait, because that is where that spark of inspiration and creativity is going to come into. And then there will be a planning period. And in this time, in your planning period, you're going to use the wisdom of the high priestess. You're going to use the wisdom of the high priestess to say, I now know the proper steps to take to create this reality in a way that feels in alignment to my, not only my skill set, but my passions, and what it is that I desire, and what it is that I know I can use to my benefit, so that no matter what perceived loss that I have, this is something that I'm developing in this time period of waiting that I'm not quite developed in yet. That is what I'm currently doing. But this is a skill set. This is something that I am working to master that will sustain me for the long run, because I get this energy, and I will pull cards for reference. Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Exactly. And 7 of Cups. And 4 of Cups. I get this energy that in the past, you sort of rushed and took fast action, and you just went, and you were just competitive, and you had all of these options, and you just went for it. You just made fast, quick choices and decisions without really taking a step back with this 4 of Cups here to reevaluate. And that was what I was about to say. So it's interesting that those cards were at the bottom. Those cards were on the deck, because it's like you're used to taking fast, quick action and just going. But there was never that, let me stop and plan this from a place of wisdom now. And that is the energy that I'm getting, is that you're learning from that. You're learning to create from a place where when you take bold action now and you have all of these opportunities at your forefront, you're going to understand, how do I evaluate these properly from a place that is not of pain or trauma, but from a place that says, I know exactly which moves to make. I am planning them meticulously, while also balancing this spark of creativity and knowing when to act and when not to act. And that is a level of spiritual maturity that you are getting to. And that is what this waiting period is. And that is why in this waiting period, you are being encouraged here to, again, with now the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles. We had the Knight of Swords at first, but now we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now we're like, to take a more responsible, methodical approach to your productivity. One that feels more in alignment with you, that is not in this space of the Ace of Swords in reverse, like of chaos, of just clouded judgment, that's based off anxiety and like what you don't have. But one with this 9 of Cups here and this Queen of Cups here, one, and the Lovers here, that's in harmony and contentment and stability and compassion, and from a place of healing and not from a place of scarcity and what you don't have in the lack. And that is where you are being led, and why you're going through this is because this is the spiritual maturity that you're going to need as you move forward in your next life. And for some of you, this could relate to love in your relationships, but I'm very much getting an overall theme that this applies to our lives 360, not rushing to make decisions from a place of pain in the relationships in our lives, in the projects that we take on, our creative endeavors, our work life. This feels like a very holistic reading, and it feels like you are being led to, again, the Six of Pentacles right here is at the bottom of this deck. It's like a place of more of a reciprocal energy. It's like more of a I give and I receive as well, because it gives me the energy in the past. Things may not have been as reciprocal as they were. It was like you might have been giving, rushing, but it was not often returned unto you. And so in this next season, everything that you have been working on and all of these lessons is going to bring this reciprocal energy for you. With this Justice card here, it's going to balance the scales for you. King of Pentacles, you're not going to have to worry about money. You're not going to have to worry about the wealth. And it's ultimately what's going to lead to that wealth and that abundance by learning these lessons and taking this approach, by learning that, just as I talked about the Six of Pentacles, and then the Justice card is at the bottom of the deck. It's like all of the karma and all of the good karma, or if not good karma, whatever, but this feels like good karma. This feels like you've been, to be at this point in your journey and to have these kind of lessons, you've done some kind of work. But this feels like more reciprocal energy from when you give an input and output the ultimate output starts to benefit you, and then you become in this King of Pentacles energy where there is this wealth and this security and this abundance. I mean, he's one of the richest guys in the deck, right? And it's all because the scales are going to balance for you, because of the balance within yourself, to understand that, like, hey, ultimately I am learning these lessons now. And so if you're wondering like why you're going through this weight and what this weight is about, this is what it's about. It's like you learning that this keeps coming up a lot. Okay. So we have seductive allure. It says instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. This is from the shadow work deck. And resentment, it often festers, causing a desire for revenge. Let go of the past and find peace. Now, the reason why I feel like it's interesting that these were the cards that flew out of deck, they flew, and I had to pick them up literally off the ground, is because when I talked about you not doing things in this next season from a place of pain and from a place of your traumas, this is what I mean. It's like you are in this season because it's time for you to let go of the past and this need for instant gratification. When I talked about you like rushing, anything that sound like it was appeasing, you rush to make decisions and you rush to take options that may not were the best for you. And it's like, this is reminding you to do the work and make sure that the reason why you're being slowed down in this season is because you're ultimately being reminded that like you need to, you're with that high priestess energy that we had, you're learning in this season of how to make decisions not from that space of pain and rushing and feeling like you gotta do this or you gotta do that. It's like a new energy that you are being encouraged to go through, and that instant gratification that you once needed right away, like you're not experiencing that, and now you're having to learn how to slow down and deal with that old pain and those old things that you thought were important and you thought were a part of, you know, like it's like this energy. And I want to make sure that I find the right words. And the reason why I'm tripping up while I'm saying this, and I kind of lost my train of thought, is I think that is kind of the point, like, of exactly what I mean. It's like you have not quite let go of some of that resentment from the past. It's this energy of like, well, I used to work so hard and put so much into it, and I don't have what I need, because that's what you are used to in your past. And you're used to just going for anything that sounds appealing and just taking quick action. And you're in this season where you're being sat down, as the old folk used to say in the South. You're being sat down to say, no, I need you to make wiser decisions. And I need you to trust that we are going to have your back. Like, the scales are going to balance for you. The money, the abundance, all of the things that you desire, they are coming for you. But you need to learn to have a better foundation that is not rooted in pain and resentment of the past, or things that you felt like you wanted or needed because they were alluring to you, or they looked seductive at the time, but you realize that they're not that. It says, son, enjoy success and happiness. I feel like that is the point, that it's trying to get you to see that. And then we got the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. It's like you're being you're literally being pushed to learn that the great, like, these experiences and the experiences that you're having are sharpening you so that you learn from them in the future. And that the success and happiness is inevitable. But also that the success and happiness that you perceive that you currently don't have is already here, and it's here now. And that is why you're being told to do the things that you enjoy now, to do the things that you love now with what you have. And until you get that lesson, that spiritual maturity is not ready. Literally, I can't make this up. The play card flew out of the deck, and it says, this is a different deck. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, right? It's like the lesson in this is you are needing to learn in this waiting time how you can have fun and celebrate and not be so serious now. Like, how can you do this now? How can you enjoy where you're at now? And understand that it's already here from you, and that is the ultimate spiritual lesson. And once you get this lesson, you will see that next level is coming for you. But deep replenishment, I can't make that up. But you are being told to retreat, rest, and be held. Allow yourself to spiritually rest and be held, and take that pressure off of yourself and play and enjoy this world as it is, and enjoy what you can enjoy now with what you have, despite this perceived what I don't have. Right? It's like, enjoy that shit now. Enjoy your life now. Have fun with what you have now. And let go of that resentment. And don't try to rush. Like, really allow yourself to do it. Because we have the resistance card that just flew out of this deck. It's like, resist the urge. You see, she has like her hand, multiple hands in different things. It's like, resist the urge right now to feel like you gotta be everywhere, do everything, have your hand in too many pots, have your hand in too many, like, that is the energy that I get, that in the past, that is what you're learning the lesson from. And so, like, if you keep resisting it, you're going to keep experiencing a delay in getting to this season that you want, because you have not learned that the season is here now. Wow. Okay, message. Come through. It's like this perceived lack is causing resistance, and it's warning you, like, don't be so quick to have your hand all in these different pots and to feel like you gotta do. Resist that urge is what I'm hearing, because that is the whole point of this season right now. Is for you to just surrender, not resist this season that we're in. It says intuition and shine. Right now, your intuition is going to, I said this multiple times earlier, but like your intuition is ultimately going to guide you. It's going to guide you to this place where we got shining all over the place. Like we got the sun here. We got literally the shining, like the sun will shine again. Right now, you're in this place of deep replenishment and the moon is out, right? This is for a reason. But the sun is going to shine, and it's going to shine brighter than it did the first time, because you will have learned how to use your intuition to the highest degree, to shine in a way that it's going to be a steadily, you will have mastered a major spiritual lesson that you will have no choice but to know how to make the sun shine no matter what is happening in your life. Because you will have learned the biggest lesson is that your intuition and spirit will never lead you astray, and you will always have exactly what you need to get to where you're going. You will always have exactly what you need. And once you learn this lesson that it's not a loss, nothing is ever a loss. This is where intelligence. Look up Annie Easley and her story, right? But like intelligence, like this intelligence that you're getting, and I'm hearing this, so maybe, I don't know, but I'm just hearing this, is like, this is the kind of intelligence that the average person, this is giving me the spiritual intelligence that the average person does not know, and many will never, ever, ever understand this. There is only a small amount of people in this world right now that can understand the level of intelligence that you are getting right now. We got sisterhood. We got the Serena sisters. The Williams sisters. We got Venus and Serena. And it's about, as I was saying, there were only a small amount of people in this world who will get this kind of intelligence and experiences that you're getting. Like, it's easy to forget that, like, not a majority of the world is going to be on this same frequency right now. They are not getting that. They can only live and see through fear, but you are going to attract a sisterhood, a soul tribe, especially since we pulled the Three of Cups earlier, of people who can celebrate this with you because they get it. And I remember earlier I was saying that I feel like, I don't know if it was just me or like a collective thing, but I feel like the messages have been consistent, and that is for a reason, because you are being connected slowly but surely with that small group of people who get it, and that is your soul tribe. That is your soul tribe. Not everybody will understand this message, and not everyone will understand what this message is literally here for. Not everybody will resonate with this message, because most people, the average people, have not done the kind of work that it looks like you have done to even get to this point to have this kind of lesson. No, everybody with the Five of Swords peeking out at me has not went through the trials and tribulations to even be at this point of getting it, of even understanding this lesson, right? Like the Ten of Wands here, like, you've done a lot of work. You've overcome a lot. And because of that kind of work that you've done, you're tired, right? Like, this is literally the card of like exhaustion and hard work and burdens and stress. Like, the average person with the Hangman literally coming out right here, and the Ten of Pentacles. I can't make this up. But the average person can only see it as a one-dimensional aspect. They would look at what you're going through right now as like, this is a burden, this is stress. And it may have felt like that for many of you. I'm getting this energy, especially for me. Like, it may have felt like this is really a burden. This is really stressful. But it's like the stress that you are experiencing right now in this waiting period, because you're used to this hard work, and you've worked so hard to get to this point, and now you're realizing with this hangman here that you're being forced to surrender and let go of all of those things and those old thoughts that got you here, and then you have to change your perspective. What? Like, I'm going through all of most people would just give up by now because they would say this is too stressful, but you've done a lot of work to get to this point. And you're in this hangman energy because you were being told, like, we're giving you a new vision. We're enlightening you. We're getting you to release and change your perspective and to pause right now. This is the card of pause. To pause off all of the hard work and the stress and the feeling like you got to be responsible for everything. And that feels different for you. And that's what these two cards are literally saying. But when I tell you we're going to end it right here, it's going to lead to this Ten of Pentacles energy. This is the utmost stability and wealth and long-term success. This is generational wealth card right here. Like long-term success, established stability, because you were able to do the work to get you to this point, to get to the point of being able to pause and surrender and to trust that things are going to work out for you in the way that they are supposed to. And so all of this money and security and the things that you're worrying about that's keeping you from literally enjoying this time are of nothing to worry about. They are of nothing to worry about, okay? Like, it's nothing for you to worry about. It's all for you to understand that it is all working out for you. Like, enjoy this time with the realization that you will be okay. Enjoy this time with the realization of it's going to work out for me. There's no reason why it won't. So let me get the lessons, grow through this, learn through this, and birth a new era with this Empress energy. You're in hermit mode right now. You're being told to rest and retreat and to go within so that you can go through this moment right now of pause and surrender and enlightenment. But you are going to give birth to beautiful new creations that are literally going to change your life as you know it and the world around you. But the thing about it is that, like, for some of you, this could literally be worth, like, if you have been having fertility and you've been wanting to have children, this could literally be literal pregnancy, birth, whatever the case may be. But for some of you, you're going to create a whole new world and birth a whole new world and way of living and way of being. And this time period of solitude and resting and retreating is birthing this for you. And so when the time comes, you will see why all had to happen. And I know it seems cliche, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth of wondering. So if you've been wondering, what do you do while you wait? This is what you do. This is what you need to understand. And if you resonate with this message, I already know you're a certain type of person. You're a special kind of person. And not everybody will get this. But you do. And if you feel this message in your soul and this resonates with you, this tells me you've been doing the work to get to this point, and now you have to rest. Because when you do, baby, the abundance that's about to flow into you, once you get through this time period, not everybody's going to be able to understand. But the thing is, it's going to be on so much more of a stable foundation than in the past. Nobody will be able to tell you anything.